Hello, I'm Finola Burke from RaaS and welcome to our 2024 Outlook series. In this session, we're focusing on superannuation and payroll compliance solutions group, Wrkr Limited, ASX ticker WRK. And joining me to talk about a few subjects is CEO Trent Lund and CFO Karen Gilmour. Welcome, Trent and Karen.
Hi there, Finola. Great to be here.
Thanks, Finola.
Trent, we'll start with you. You've started real-life trials with REST. Is this the last step before member migration to the Wrkr platform, and what timeframe should we expect for that migration?
Yeah, great question, and very much so, Finola. The process we take is really piloting the enhanced features that we offer, particularly the mobile experience to end users. That's a key element of the pilot. We'll also be demonstrating the full contributions and pay processing as we go. But a core part of the piloting is also making sure that the collective processes between the organisations of REST, Link and ourselves are aligned before we roll out to such a large volume of clients. So rather than piloting software for software's sake, this is really improving our onboarding approach so we can do it as quickly as possible. So this is very much for us the last key step before moving into a large dedicated rollout plan. So we would expect Q1 of next year, so from July onwards, we'd be coming out of pilot and into bringing on the first tranche of customers. We'd expect around about a 6-month process to bring on the largest rump of customers within that base.
And Karen, Link, being one of your largest customers, has started negotiations with Australian Super to extend its contract out to 2028. Presumably this will be good for Wrkr, should that result in an agreement. In your thoughts and in your planning for the business, does Australian Super figure in regards to platform migration medium term?
Definitely. All the work that we're doing now with the first, with REST as the first fund is repeatable throughout each of the funds moving forward. So we would definitely be looking to, through this time, spending the time developing and the cost developing, we'll really find efficiencies as each fund comes on. And yeah, that Aussie Super contract extension is definitely an exciting space for Wrkr to have that opportunity in front of us.
Yeah, very much, Finola. One of the real advantages of the Link build that we're doing is it includes obviously full integration to Link's administration platform. Any of the funds that extend their contract with Link, that's an enormous benefit for them. And it's not just an integration to the admin platform, it's integrating all of the support processes into the shared resources and shared contact centre staff as well.
Trent, Link has also entered into a scheme of implementation deed with a subsidiary of Mitsubishi Financial Group out of Japan. Do you see this as positive, negative, or neutral in your ongoing relationship with Link and its customers?
Yeah, look, I think I would say we can expect 3 parts to the experience. I think over the next 3 months to 6 months, obviously management decisions become a little more complicated. There are extra sign-offs as they go through that process. That doesn't really slow down our relationship or growth in the market, but it does add a level of administration for all parties. At a probably second level, I would say, we won't see any difference other than the admin in that Link really is a core business that has a pretty strong schedule of activity with all of their funds out in front of them. But over the longer term, we see it as a positive. We're talking about a much larger financial service organisation that we'll get exposure to, a Japanese-based organisation that wants to invest for long-term growth, which means more likely to be I would assume, funding growth and looking to build much longer term client contracts, and that is a true benefit for us sitting behind the scenes. But in our timing, we will see the first two parts over the next year or so, and I don't think it'll be for another probably 24 months before we start seeing the introductions and benefit of a larger organisation.
And Trent, you've regularly talked about, in past presentations, that you're looking to expand into other jurisdictions. And one that's come up in the past has been Hong Kong. How is that progressing? Could you give us a bit of an update?
Yeah, well, that's fairly fresh and exciting for us. We've started the full delivery of the Link platform in Hong Kong as the first foreign jurisdiction for us. That's exciting for a couple of reasons. One, we are using the same Australian Link build, so we're getting some real efficiencies in the deployment into the Hong Kong market. Obviously, this is off the back of Link's recent successes, obviously with HSBC and their intent to grow further into that Hong Kong market. We see the biggest opportunity for us is to grow with Link as they grow that foothold. So yes, for us, it's exciting. Good test of our technology into another jurisdiction, increases our total market, addressable market we can go after. And Hong Kong is lagging the Australian model somewhat, which means anything that we pioneer successfully here in Australia, we have great opportunity to deploy into that market as well.
And with your preparations and trials for platform migration, have they revealed any need for further software development? And perhaps one for Karen here, if that is the case, then obviously there'll be a financial cost to that. So perhaps you could take us through what investment you may be needed.
Yeah, so I'm happy to take that one, Trent, and he can fill in the rest. So having signed the Link deal quite some time ago now, we've been well versed in what the solution is that we need to develop for the funds. And, REST is the first fund to come on, but we've invested quite heavily for some time now in developing the solution. So to now migrate that and implement it and go live, we're using our existing resources. We've scaled up that resource to the current point where we'll deliver on that contract now. With what we have.
We're not, and the current rollout hasn't indicated any feature gaps, so we're excited by that. We, if anything, the feature set that we're providing is beyond what is currently available in the market. So that's a positive for us. We do think, though, we will see some feature opportunities as opposed to delivery requirements, and they'll be specifically around the payday super regulation changes that are pending in around 2026. That alignment of pay with the super contribution is going to give an opportunity for us to generate some feature functionality that makes it easier for organisations to synchronise those two steps and do a greater level of pay validation. We're currently assessing just how big an opportunity that might be for us to grow our business transaction volume well beyond the super contributions and into more of the pay disbursements payment profile.
And Trent, Art appears to be a relatively stable customer. I mean, how do you see that relationship developing over the next 12 months?
Yeah, look, we love Art. They've been a core client of ours for a long time, even pre obviously the Wrkr brand. They're a great partner for us to be innovating with. They tend to have had a track record around the Beam platform to look to innovate and trial new areas. It is a different contract compared to our others. We provide software to Art and they operate their systems under their own financial services license. They manage the transaction volume. So it is very much a license model. We would like to see it over the longer term move more towards a platform as a service model that allows us to us to invest in the innovation and bring that to them rather than it be a co-investment. We think the market will move faster for them in that space. But that said, we obviously benefit from joint innovation with them and having separate ideas that get to merge together. So at this stage, we don't see a change in the contract. We have a fairly good roadmap of revenue and projects to continue extending the use of those services inside their organisation. So we're comfortable over the next 24 months. But, you know, I probably don't hold back in saying I would like to see even further advancement and taking on some of the newer products that we've been building well outside of the art world. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Trent and Karen, for joining me today. I'm looking forward to catching up with you over the course of the next 12 months to check on Wrkr's progress.